And I'm back. Yeah, I came back because the stream crashed last time. So the last 5 minutes of the video were just me talking. So I wanted to come back because when I kind of looked at this afterwards, I say kind of too much already, I realised there was a couple of things I wanted to say and do. So what I've done is I've gone away, I've rewritten parts of it, and I've changed the shape of the text. So first job, obviously, is just to fix the speech bubbles. But then I want to do a couple of other things. It's not going to be a long video. Although this is the first time I'm actually doing it live, so that's part of the reason for me doing this. So yeah, the first thing I want to do is I just want to make these big enough to take this, take these new blocks of text. Like I say, I wrote it, I've rewritten it as well. So I'm going to stick that on a new level. Number 7, black. It's funny because I suppose what I mean, it's not funny. When I was doing it earlier, I think I probably finished because I was more aware of doing the video and thinking I was going on too long, rather than the actual state of the cartoon. So this time, I just want to make sure it looks decent by doing the things I usually do at the end of a cartoon strip. There were a few elements of this where I'd clearly just not finished it, and it just looked a bit naff. So I thought I'll just come back and finish it off properly. Not that anybody cares, but it matters to me that it looked a little bit better than it did. But again, it's all about not being defined by any end point. If you think of something that will improve it, just go back and do it. Sitting downstairs thinking I wasn't really happy with the text, so I've tried to make it a little bit darker, hopefully a little bit funny. That looks better. Which is the other one? That one probably needs making a little bit bigger as well. So in this case, I'll just move this one a little bit to the side, and then I'll redraw elements of it. Weather's still not improved. Awful today. Probably why I'm in the mood to draw. Sometimes I go through periods when I just don't really enjoy drawing. I was actually just watching a video on YouTube by a guy trying to teach people how to take photography in boring places, and the title of the video was Photography in the Country's Most Boring Town, and he was in Morecambe, which is like, is it the Fylde Coast? It's up above I believe it's up above Blackpool. It's on the coast. There's a famous statue of Eric Morecambe there, but it's a really nice, quiet seaside town. That is not a boring town. He wants to come to St Helens or Warrington to sort of see a really boring town. You could see the Lake District. Wish I could take photographs in Morecambe. Anyway, let's do this one. Do the same with it. Push it up. Again, I quite like having the speech bubbles popping out over outside the frame. It doesn't make everything feel so constrained. Let's make that. Let's take that. Get rid of all of that. I also don't know why my YouTube crashed. I'm so new to this. I don't understand half the technology. I spent about an hour earlier trying to get my YouTube channel set up correctly and wondering why it wasn't allowing me to save new graphics and text. It's because I hadn't picked my pronouns. I didn't think I had to pick my pronouns, but apparently I had to pick my pronouns. I had no problem picking my pronouns, but it's just I didn't realise it was quite so essential. Don't want to sound like I'm some kind of rabid right-winger who cares about these things, but yeah, it did baffle me for a good 20 minutes. I was searching for why doesn't YouTube allow me to publish my channel? Here we go. A bit there as well. See how that looks. That's not too bad. I might move that yay out the way. I did it. Made a bit of a mess of that there. Yay. I'm also trying to learn not to speak just for the sake of speaking. This is me just chilling out drawing. I'm sure there's a hip phrase for chilling out and drawing, like chillaxing or chawling or draxing. Draxing's not bad. Well, it's terrible, but it's better than the alternatives. Right, that's better. Oh, that's clearly just horrible. Fix that. I had curry for my tea. Didn't go around to do any exercise today. But I'll make up for that tomorrow when I go and see. If I go and see the new Alien movie. Really got mixed feelings about it. But we'll see. It wasn't actually, I was speculating about it was the guy who made Evil Dead Rise, but it isn't. Apparently there's a separate Evil Dead movie from 2013 or 12 or something like that, just called The Evil Dead. Yeah, and the next bit of this, which I was slightly annoyed that I hadn't done, was I'm going to need a new layer for this, is one of the ways to avoid making your cartoon look kind of, let's not say kind of again, one way to stop your cartoon looking a little bit monotone or monolithic maybe even, outline it. Use a pen, a thick pen. That was probably a little bit too thick, but let's see if I can modify it. That one. That's 25. That'll do. So find a pen which is significantly thicker than. See, I want a pen which really I can adjust pressure on. I've made my eraser a little bit too small. That's better. Oh no, it must be that one. I've got two erasers set up in it. I really need to sort of refix my things. You want a pen where you can do a really clear adjustable stroke. And what I like to do is I like to go over the outline of the character and just vary the stroke a little bit if I can. This isn't really varying it because it's probably a little bit, the actual line I'm drawing over is pretty thick in itself, but I try to, it's tied to my pen. I use an S Pen on the Samsung, but I use one of the third-party ones. In this case, this is made by the people who made the Safari. I think this is classed as a Safari by forget the name of the company. It begins with K, but they make proper fountain pens, and they've done a special S Pen. Yeah, see, I'm really possibly not even showing that off. Probably need a little bit thicker. Yeah, you see how it just makes the line stand out a little bit, and I try not to do it all in the same strength because just add a little bit of variety to the outline. Just makes everything just pop, I think. There we go. It just makes it look a little bit, yeah, just pops a little bit. I might even do it to the speech boxes as well. Makes everything look a little bit more deliberate and less scribbled. Although I do like a scribbly style, I don't want to draw like this kind of cartooning for me is nothing like drawing a Marvel comic. Not that I could draw a Marvel comic. I don't even know how to draw human figures and musculature, and I want it to look deliberate, but at the same time odd and unique. My style, if you ever have such a thing as a style. It seems, I think about it in terms of photography a lot of the time, in that people, when they're instructing people, especially like I say in photography, they teach them how to make themselves like other people rather than find their own way of expressing themselves, creating pictures which are uniquely their own. I mean, when you look at great photographers, when you look at great cartoonists, great illustrators, the truly great ones, you can point at it and say, oh, that's obviously Bruce Gilden, or that's obviously Martin Parr, or obviously Ralph Steadman, Quentin Blake, whoever. They all have their own style, but there's a lot of videos. It's how you can draw like person X, or even worse than that, how to take great landscape photographs. Yeah, they're all going to look exactly the same. And I always get really depressed by that, as if I don't want to take really great landscape photographs. I mean, I do. Or if I did, I'd want to do them in my own style. I wouldn't want them to look like everybody else's. Make it look like a one of these Google screensavers or Microsoft screensavers. Time-lapse photographs of waves which make them all look very smooth, or the same golden hues and yeah. I mean, I don't deny, I might sometimes steal, and one of the great sayings is, if you're going to steal from the best, but at the same time, don't be afraid to do just whatever the hell you want. I admire naive styles of art, really, as in things which are self-consciously or unashamedly rough or childish. We live in a world of extremely precocious people. There's always somebody out there who's going to draw better than you. And if you accept that, and you kind of... I changed the text of this, you have to be really careful not to be spiritually crushed by the ambitions of overachieving 17-year-olds. That is a bit like existing on the internet these days. There's always somebody who can outdo you. And if you allow their work and their talent to define you, then you'll never allow your own work or your own talent to develop. And just because somebody can draw great doesn't mean they're a great writer, or necessarily have a particularly interesting outlook. There's lots and lots of webcomics where I think to myself, I don't quite know what I'm looking at here. It just feels like a really badly written soap opera. So yeah, I hope that's popping a little bit more. I'm still not totally convinced, and I'm not going to draw something in the background here. It still feels a bit too empty. What I probably will do though is I'm gonna fill in his trousers. There we go. Looks slightly better. I might even put a little bit of a curve on it this time to imply the rounding of the legs. But that can get tricky towards the end, because you end up trying to have to join up areas which are going in different directions. But no, that's alright. Yeah, so I came online because one, I was aware that it had crashed and I was annoyed. It had crashed at this end actually, it wasn't. Oh, it's crashed again. Why is it doing that? Oh well. Well, this is a problem. I'm going to have to look into this. I'll finish it now, the stream now, but clearly that's really weird. I think it could be a problem of lagging. It's not crashed, it's carrying on. but it clearly lags far after I've finished drawing. I was drawing that a little bit quite a while ago. Yeah, I drew all that. I'm sorry. I'm watching the capture device, and it does seem to be a good few minutes behind where I'm actually up to. So I'm going to leave it here anyway. But I just wanted to come online, explain what happened, and also make a few of these changes. Next time I'll draw something new, and I might even work on this offline, and then I'll show you the results. But I'm still not happy about these. There's a few white spaces in here that just feel like they need a little bit more work doing. Do I fill in the background? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for listening, if anybody is listening. Again, you can always contact me if there's things you want me to do, talk about, or just to tell me what you think about my ineffective attempts at doing live streaming. And I will hopefully be back post Alien Romulus, or whatever it's called. Thank you. I'm going to leave this a moment until it seems to have caught up with me.